On this episode, we're talking about the 3 docs that you need to finance any multifamily property. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Aparti Fi Podcast, the show where we teach you how to use other people's money to finance your multifamily deals. I'm your host, Roderick Jones, and I'm excited that you're joining me on another episode. On today's episode, we're talking about the 3 documents you need to finance your multifamily properties. Let's get into it. So, when financing multifamily properties, a lot of sponsors want to know, what are the 3 documents that you need? What documents do you need to get this deal financed? What is the lender going to ask for? What are lenders looking for from the borrower? And lenders look for a variety of documents. They look for a variety of things, especially when you're in due diligence. They're going to look for all of these things. They're going to have a checklist of documents that they're looking for in due diligence. So when you are financing a multifamily property, we're going to talk about the 3 documents that you need, that you're going to need across the board. No matter what lender it is, no matter where you go, you're going to need these 3 documents. And if you stick around to the end, I am going to give you I'm going to give you a place where you can get the 3 documents all in one place, and you can use them as templates. So that way you already have them ready when you're financing your multifamily deals. All right, so let's get into it. I have my handy dandy notes here. So the first document that you're going to need when financing a multifamily property is straightforward, an application. So in commercial real estate, we have an application called a 1003. And basically, a 1003 is the standard commercial real estate application. And as we said on a previous podcast, multifamily 5 units and above is considered commercial real estate. So you have a standard 1003 commercial application. This application is pretty much the same information that all banks and all lenders are going to request from you when you're submitting your initial application to receive financing for a multifamily property. So on this 1003, it goes over the basic information such as who you are, your business name, your EIN number, your partners, the current NOI, performing NOI, the operating expenses, your income, your expenses. All of that is pretty much standard on this application, and every partner that you have on the deal will have to complete a 1003 application. And so I always say that it's best to have a 1003 application already printed, already filled out and lined up on your computer, or already automatically filled out on your computer, so that way you can just go in and just change certain certain information, so that way you can satisfy the lender's requirements. So pretty much after you fill it out once, only thing that you're really going to have to change is the different deals that you do. So if you do a new deal, you'll just put the deal's address, the information on that deal in that deal section, and that's it. And if you have this document on your computer already ready to go, then you can just fill it out, print it, send it to the lender, and let them do what they do. So that's the first document. The first document you're going to need is an application. Let's move over to document number 2. The second document that you're going to need when financing a multifamily deal is an REO schedule. And if you don't know what REO schedule stands for, it simply means real estate owned schedule. So it's basically an Excel template that lays out all of the real estate you own. So it's going to lay out what is the property, what is the address, how many beds, how many bathrooms, or how many units, when did you buy it, what's the loan amount, how much equity did you put in, and do you have long-term financing, what's the terms of it, and all of that is on a standard document. So you just go line by line and put in all the properties that you own, and you just update this REO schedule, so that way when it's time for the lender to request it, you can already send it over. And so this is a document that traps or gets a lot of sponsors worked up because they don't have it ready to go, and it takes a long time for them to sit down and fill it out. So what I recommend you do is download an REO schedule template, and once you have that template, simply go through and fill out all your properties that you own, fill out the REO schedule, and the reason you're doing this is so that you have it ready to go. So that way when the lender requests it, you can automatically send it. This is like getting ready for the game before the game is here. Most sponsors get into the game and they're reactive, meaning that they're financing a deal and they're waiting for the lender to send them documents. They're waiting for the lender to send them the documents that they need. When you know that the lender is going to need an application, then they're going to need a REO schedule. So you just sit down, you fill out your application and your REO schedule, and you just have that in a file on your computer, so that way you're ready to go. And as you buy more properties, you just simply update your REO schedule. You update it as you go. You don't wait until you sit down with a lender and you got to figure out, how many properties do I own? What is everything I own? Just get it out the way up front. Get it out the way. Put it on your computer. Put it in the file document, and just put it on a document on your computer, and just move on to the next thing. Always be ready, one step ahead. Okay, now let's move over to the last document that you're going to need. So the last document that you're going to need when financing a multifamily property is a PFS. And a PFS stands for Personal Financial Statement. And if you don't know what a personal financial statement is, it's as simple as this. It's basically a statement that tells you your net worth. So it's all of your assets minus all of your liabilities, and that's going to give you a net worth. And so basically the bank is going to want to see your PFS, which is your personal financial statement. And so if you don't have a PFS, then I recommend that you sit down, you go through your personal financial statement, you list out all your assets, you list out all your expenses, then you come up with a net worth, and then this is your personal financial statement. You can take it to your CPA and have them verify it, or you can take it to another accountant. If you don't have one, get an accountant to have them verified, or you can just simply sit down and go through the template, and then once you submit it to the bank, they'll verify it. But you're going to need a personal financial statement, and if you don't have one, then this is where my surprise comes up at. So let me talk about the 3 documents that you're going to need, and I'm going to tell you how to get these 3 documents. So when financing any multifamily property, you're going to need 3 documents. The first document is the application. This is a standard 1003 commercial real estate loan application. This is standard 1003 commercial real estate loan application. So you can get this application you can go and Google the 1003 if you want. And that is going to be a standard application that most lenders are going to request the same information that's on that application. They may put it in different orders and different ways, but pretty much all the information that's on the application, all lenders are going to need that same information. Number 2, you're going to need an REO schedule. An REO schedule is just a schedule of all the real estate that you own that shows when you financed it and when your loan is coming due and all of that good stuff. And then number 3, you're going to need a personal financial statement. This is basically the statement that shows your net worth. All of the assets, all of your liabilities, and that's going to give you your net worth. Now, if you want a copy of all 3 documents that you need in one place, all of the documents, all the templates that you need, we have the 3 documents. We have the application, we have the REO schedule template, and we have a personal financial statement template. If you want a copy of all 3 documents, you can visit www.apartifi.co/docs, and you can get a copy of all 3 docs, and you can use them as your template. Once again, that's apartifi.co/docs, and you can get all 3 of those documents, fill them out, have them ready, so that when you're financing a multifamily property, you can just submit the information straight to your broker or straight to your lender and say, here are these 3 documents that I know you're going to need. What else do you need? How can we speed up this process? If you do that, any broker, any lender is going to want to work with you, because you come to the game ready. You came to the table prepared. You said, here are my documents. What else do you need from me? If you do that, you have no problem getting anybody to work with you, because it shows that you're organized, it shows that you're a professional, and it shows that you're ready to do business. So that is it for this episode. Make sure you leave a like, a review, and subscribe to the show. I'll see you on the next one.